Hello, hello. Okay, so I actually have a row of double crochet right here. Surprise, we're doing double crochet today. So I've shown you single crochet and half double crochet, and while doing those I also showed you how to chain and do a slip stitch and turn your work. We are going to just work it in rows today like this. If you would prefer to work it in a continuous circle, go for it. I'm doing it this way just so that way the focus is on learning the stitch itself, not simplicity of making the cozy. So this is one of those moments where I want you to do what you're comfortable with. So if you're comfortable with completely working it in a circle, going around and around and around, and doing your turning chain right here to keep going, or however you want to do that, if you also know how to just continuously work without a turning chain, go for it by all means. I am using a different yarn today. It's super soft and it has these little fuzzies on it. I actually used this on my Douglas hat to make feathers, and I had a bunch of it in my closet. I was like, you know, this one would be so much fun to switch it up because I like using a different color for each tutorial. So I thought I'd pull it out. There is a link in the description for Michaels. Not affiliated, it's not sponsored or anything like that. It's just a link to go get this type of yarn. It's from Karen, however you pronounce that one. Anyways, it's a cake. It's their latte cakes. And the link will take you to this one, but obviously all the different other color options will be there, and they do on each of the color options show you this view so you can see all the color changes within it. This one's called Coconut Cream. It isn't a 4 weight, it's a weight of 5, so it's considered a bulky yarn. But because of how it's like designed in thickness in comparison to other 5 weights, I can still use a 4.5 millimeter hook with it, no problem. So it's actually afternoon. I have coffee today, as you can see, but it's boring coffee. I'm gonna kind of change my angle here so you can see my cup. So I'm not gonna actually focus on the coffee today. Here's my cup. I actually found this one a couple years ago at Walmart, so if you like it, who knows, I might have something similar there. It's a really big cup. I like it for its size. So today is our last basic stitch. While there is a triple crochet and you can keep going from that, I'm not going to focus on those for basic tutorials. So after this, I'm actually going to focus on types of stitches instead of your basic stitches, because really a triple crochet is just adding one more loop at the beginning like your double, and your double you're going to go, oh, that's like the half double crochet, and I don't want these to just feel completely repetitive. So if someone asks for a tutorial to do the triple or something similar, by all means I will do one if I have the request, but those aren't going to be the focus from here on out. From here on out I am going to do like the block stitch, the bean stitch. I will do Tunisian crochet, I'll do forward post, back post, and stuff like that. So that's what you'll have to look forward to. I'm going to continue on this after I get us started with the other end, just in case you are absolutely new to the channel or you're new to crochet and this just happens to be the first video you're seeing. I want you to understand the basic concept of chaining, though I'm just going to glaze over it because those are in previous videos that you can check out. So with this, because we're going to work in rows, and regardless, we're going to get ourselves a slip knot on our hook. So I have it crossed here. I brought my hook through, and then I'm going to catch the yarn with my hook and pull it through that loop and pull it so it's nice and on there, and then I can just kind of slide it as I need to. So for this one, you're going to chain 36, and on here for my little example, I'm just going to like chain 10 real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you are not done with your 36, which I wouldn't expect you to be, just pause me till you're done and then come back. Okay, so how I start from the chains for this is you're going to skip the first 2 chains from your hook. So, and then you're going to yarn over and go through the 3rd chain from the hook, yarn over and pull through. Now we have 3 chains on our hook. We're going to yarn over and go through 2. So you should have 2 chains on your hook. Now we're going to yarn over and go through 2 again. Now I'm going to bring us closer so you guys can really see what's happening there. Oh, too close. Oh, maybe not. Let's see. Oh, that's really close. So you can see. Yeah, let me pull it back. That is just too close. Okay, so now I'm going to do that again. Remember, you skip the 2 chains and go into that 3rd chain on your foundation chain from your hook to make that first double crochet. So you will end your row with 34 double crochets. So now we're going to yarn over to go into the next one. And this is just like any other time I've told you, go. If you prefer to go through the back to the front like I do, do that. If you prefer to go through the front to the back, do that. So you go through the chain and yarn over and pull through. So now we have 3. You're going to yarn over again, pull through 2. Now we have 2 on the chain, the hook, yarn over and pull through. So let's see that again. Yarn over, go through the chain, the next chain on the foundation, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you should have been doing this with a 4.5 millimeter hook like me. If you are struggling with that, or this is becoming too tight, it's hard to get through those loops, but undo it and get yourself a 5 millimeter hook out and continue with it. So now what I'm going to do is bring this, and I'm going to actually bring the camera down some so that way I can see what we see better. And if you are not done with your 34 across yet, let me pull back just a hair. If you're not done with the 34, to have your first row, which it might be slightly curly, like I always tell you, it will uncurl as we go along. Pause, and when you get to that last stitch and get it through, let me know. I will show you really quick again how to turn your work, and we'll move into the next row where I will go again into details on how to do this double crochet. Okay, let's turn our work. So we have the 34 stitches on here. Okay, and so to turn, we're going to chain 2. And the reason we're doing chain 2 instead of chain 1 like we had been doing is because as you can see, this is a taller stitch, so it fills up an area faster. So what's nice about this is it grows faster, so you get finished with a project quicker. I wanted to show you it compared to single crochet. So here's a couple rows, and it covers them both. So then bring in the half double crochet, and it covers about a row and a half of those. And some of that has to do too with your gauge, how tight you're making your stitches. But the point is, it's a bigger stitch. We won't need as many rows to finish this, and it doesn't take as many rows to finish projects because of that. So we made our 2 chains. We're going to turn our work. Realize I am left-handed if you are new and haven't noticed that, so I'm going from left to right. If you are right-handed, you should be going from right to left. And as I've stated in previous videos, you should kind of hold your, you need to hold your hook where you're comfortable with it, but a lot of, like, kind of like how you would like flick a wand. And so long as you have your yarn hooked in this hand in some sort of way to give you tension, that's what matters most. They do sell rings that allow to help with the tension. I don't wear one. I did buy one at one point, but I don't know where it's at. Okay, let me just go ahead and get this one done quick, and then we will go back through. So let me zoom in. Now, you should see 2, it's like a V, little V's. So you're going to go through, or first you're going to yarn over, but then you're going to go through that V right underneath it. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. So again, yarn over, go through both those V's in the next stitch, and yarn over and pull through them. So you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and only pull through 2 of them. So now we have 2 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through 2. This is a double crochet. So we're going to continue doing this throughout the video, but I will be, I'm just going to go through some more of this row showing this. You can pause me if you feel comfortable and try it on your own. You can rewind to watch me do it over again. And once I go through this row a bit more, I will pause the video and I will come back to let you know around how many rows you can expect to do with this before it's at a good size for a coffee cozy. If you don't have a cup to measure it with, I highly recommend getting one to have just kind of sit around, because it does let you test these to make sure as you're moving along that they're going to fit fine. If it's a little tight and you have like the largest size cup, that's okay, because it would work great for smaller sized cups. You just have to remember then for height that you don't need as much height for a smaller cup. So as we're moving along, we are in row 2. Because this takes up so much more space than like the single crochet. Literally we could do half as many rows as we did with the single crochet one, which was like 10, and call it good. So I'm going to say we are going to start with getting 6 rows on here and measure it. So let me do some more tutorials, and then I'm going to pause the video and you will keep going. Once you finish this row, come back so you can find out how many rows to do. So again, we always go into the next stitch. We're not skipping any stitches with this cozy because we're just learning how to do this stitch over and over. So we don't want to make any fancy holes today. So we're going to yarn over, go through the next stitch on the piece, and yarn over and pull through. We have 3, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So yarn over, go through the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, I'm going to go nice and slow this time. Go through the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. If you're having a hard time with your yarn staying on your hook, you might not be twisting it. You might just be leaving it flat and expecting it to go. It doesn't like to do that. So when you yarn over, you want to kind of twist your hook. You want that hook to do all the work for you. You're not, so you're, right now I'm flicking my wrist like it's a wand. I'm moving. Here, let me move backwards so you can see. Oops, wrong way. So watch my wrist as I'm doing this. It will, your wrist and your hook are doing your work. We are almost done with row 2. And if you're not almost done with row 2, if you're still at the beginning over here trying to struggle and figure out these stitches, maybe you're in row 1 and you're watching to see if maybe just watching longer you could pick it up. That's okay. This is an at your pace type of thing, and you can come back and rewatch and rewind as you need to. I am just hoping that I'm explaining it in such a way that it makes it so you can be successful with crochet as well. It is a fun, relaxing, stress relieving hobby to have, though it can cause you to spend a lot of money on yarn. But if yarn makes you happy, then that's really all that matters. Okay, so I'm going to continue this row with a tutorial, with explaining the stitch again. So far, here's what we've got, and then I will pause and come back, and you will want to pause to figure out how many rows. I'm thinking 5 or 6, just because these are so big. So I'm going to bring us in a little closer. I'll go back to here so you can really see. So I yarned over already. I'm going to put it in the next stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So again, we always want to start with a yarn over before we even get in that stitch. And we should have 3 before we start building that stitch, and we build it in parts of 2, which that is a pattern you should get used to with these bigger stitches, is it does each yarn over and pull through in pairs of 2. And there's a couple stitches that doesn't follow that rule, but generally speaking. So we yarn over, go through the stitch, yarn over, pull through, so we have 3 loops on the hook, and then we yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Again, next stitch, already have the yarn over, went through, already yarned over, pull through. Now I got 3, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay. I'll slow it down a little. I'll go slow again in the next one. One more slow one. Okay, so yarn over, go through the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We are now at the last stitch. I'm just going to do it, and then I will pause and come back and tell you how many rows to do to get this into a cozy form.
A few moments later.
Okay, welcome back. You should be at least done with your second row. Maybe you did your third row and paused and came back. So I'm going to show you this because one thing that's really nice about double crochet, you can really see those stitches. I'm going to zoom in just a bit. And so it's easy to count your rows because you can see the bar of each stitch really easy. So I ended up going with 6 rows, and my hand kind of shows you that. Flipping it over, it covers the majority of my palm. So if I was making this for a guy or something, it wouldn't really matter because this is going around your cup. So you want it to cover the majority of the palm because that means they're going to be protected while they're holding it then. Like if you went like this too. Okay, it covers most of it. So 6 rows of double crochet really did the job. I compared it with this one we did, which is single crochet on the height size, because this was a nice size for a coffee sleeve that wasn't like excessively big. Yes, they are smaller than the bust, but I had said in the bust it was a little bit bigger than some because of the design, which makes it so this one completely covers a small cup. But some people might like it covering that much. So to keep with like more of the size sleeve, you would get in a coffee shop that goes around your coffee, but it's paper or cardboard and gets thrown out. 6 will do it. If you feel like 6 is too short, add 7th or 8th row, and you will have more than plenty of cozy. If you went all the way to 10, it would be huge as far as a coffee cup is concerned. So do 6. Don't forget, each time you turn, your turning chain should be 2 chains. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. And I'm just going to use this yarn to sew it up. That way the stitching isn't really noticed. And we only have one end then to weave in. This yarn isn't the funnest for getting into your tapestry needle. So if you haven't already, I would recommend probably getting a plastic tapestry needle. The reason I say that is their holes are huge, so it's great for those bulky yarns, and since this is considered a bulky yarn, it's a great time to use one. And then you just weave it in like you normally would. Works so well it fell out. But that's because the hole is so big. It does work very well. Now, where you might have problems with that, I didn't even realize what side I was putting it on. Okay. Is this eye might be a bit big for your stitches. So you might want to keep that in mind and try and make the metal tapestry needle work, because its eye is going to be a bit smaller, like comparatively, so it will just, it's going to go through your stitches easier than this one. This one's really designed for those bulky yarns. Again, you want to do this like I've said in the other videos when we've sewn them up. You want to sew the inside and then flip it right side out once you're done. That way your stitching is hidden. If you are choosing to use this same yarn I'm using, It's pretty good about hiding stitches naturally anyways, just because of how it's made with all those little fluffy things coming off of it. If you're using an acrylic yarn, like, it'd be no different than when we did the single crochet and the half double. And if you're still feeling confused and lost, maybe I should point out, which I didn't say earlier in the film, we are using US terms. My apologies, but I do have that in the description. So when all else fails, always check the description on videos, because they probably have something that may have gotten missed during the video for details. So I'm doing the same thing I did when we sewed up the, well, all of them, but specifically I talked about it during the bust tutorial. And that's, I'm kind of stretching this and looking at it as, and pulling on it as I'm sewing it up to make sure that I don't have any holes of spots I missed that I need to go back and sew another stitch through to make sure it's nice and secure. Because you don't have to use a fancy stitch for this, it just has to be sewed up and secure, that it's not going to fall apart, and it can withstand the beatings of a coffee drinker. With the acrylics that I've used in the other tutorials, they were washing machine safe. So what was great with it is, even if you spill coffee on these, it wasn't a big deal, because you could just throw them in the wash and call it a day. If you're using other yarns, I highly recommend you check their labels to see what their washing care preferences are for that particular yarn. And for this one, I do think I don't have the label anymore for this yarn, but I do think I still have the page pulled up with it. Maybe not. So if you're curious about this, to even see if you want to use it because you only want to use washing machine safe yarns, definitely look at that on the website on the link below that will take you to Michael's. Again, this is the Caron latte cakes, and this is coconut cream color, and I am going to show you. See, it fits great. This is an old Cece's cup. I cleaned it out, and because it's double crochet, you can see there's little gaps here because it can give more stretch than single crochet can. So that's nice because it means it can fit more versatilely on other cups. And there you have it. That is your double crochet. We have finished our simplistic stitches to learn crochet. From here, you will be getting different tutorials from me, hats and the like, but anytime we're doing a cozy coffee sleeve, we will be learning a new stitch, and we'll be learning fun stitches and other styles of how to crochet. So please like this video, like my channel, subscribe, share it with your friends, and leave a comment below if you liked what you're seeing, or if you want to see a specific stitch, and I'll make that one of the next videos.